of Trump with a shit-eating grin on his face and his old lady and a bunch of his flunkies around him at the game the other night when they put his picture up on the Jumbotron. Oh, that's better than sex for this crazy fuck. Oh, look! And he's just clapping and grinning, and everybody up there in that special box is. And then all of a sudden, the people started booing, and then all of a sudden, they started saying, lock him up. And the look on his face changed so fast, I thought there was going to be a collision between his eyes and his nose. It was really something to see. And then today, Christopher Coons, you know who he is. He's a senator, Democrat of Delaware. He criticized the crowd at the World Series last night in Washington, D.C. for booing Trump and chanting, lock him up. The Democratic senator criticized it. Oh, Senator. This is what Coons said in an appearance on CNN's New Day this morning. He said, quote, well, forgive me, I'm enough of a sort of traditionalist about our institutions that even at a time when there is a lot that our president does that I find disturbing, offensive, and unconventional, I have a hard time with the idea of a crowd on a globally televised sporting event chanting, lock him up, about our president. I frankly think the office of the president deserves respect, even when the actions of our president don't. Well, Senator Coons, if I may, I realize you're a senator and you know shit that I even forgotten more about government and D.C. and all this other stuff. You've forgotten more than I know. So I come before you humbly and with deep respect and obeisance and humility. And I just want to say, what the fuck is wrong with you, Senator Coons? What are you talking about? Of course we all respect the office. The people weren't chanting, lock up the office. They were chanting, lock up the son of a bitch who is single-handedly ending the experiment started in 1789. Come on, Senator. You're a Democrat, right? A feckless Democrat, is that the word that's in vogue right now? What the fuck is wrong with Christopher Coons? A traditionalist, and therefore you object to people booing this bastard and chanting, lock him up? You call yourself a traditionalist? If you're a traditionalist, why aren't you leading millions of people into the street to remove this cursed son of a bitch from the presidency? Oh, Malloy, you do get pissed off, don't you? According to The Hill online, the boos and chants came as Trump appeared on the scoreboard at Nationals Park. He was sitting with a handful of congressional suck-ups. Oh, I'm sorry, Republicans. Oh, I'm sorry, fascists. The lock him up chant is a play on the lock her up chant that was frequently heard at Trump rallies during the campaign in reference to Hillary Clinton. Senator Coons said that he hopes the lock him up chants don't continue at Democratic rallies or at the party's convention. Oh, Coons said of the chants, I think that's one of the most regrettable, even at times despicable, actions by candidate Trump when he was running for president in 2016. It reminds me of things that happen in countries where rule of law is unknown or unestablished, and sort of whipping up public furor on both sides I don't think is constructive or helpful. See, there's that both sides-ism horse shit again. Coons, sit the fuck down and shut up. You don't think it's proper to let this pig know what we think of him? What? Are we supposed to just... Well, Senator Coons, if that's what you want to do, have at it. But had I been at the Nationals Stadium, I and probably 70, 80, 90, 100, 150 million, 200 million Americans would probably find great sport in chanting, "Lock the fucker up," which is where he belongs. Although Coons said he didn't support the chants and boos, he understands why, quote, crowds in Washington would feel a lot of animus toward our president, given his actions. Frankly, Coons went on, that's why I think those of us in the Senate need to approach the impeachment process seriously, in a measured and responsible way. Oh, what the fuck are you talking about? Your Republican colleagues in the Senate are going to approach their duty as a jury in a measured and responsible way because, as you put it, Senator, our institutions, our Constitution is at risk? Do you think that will motivate these miserable sons of bitches who are Republicans to pass judgment as they are required to do by the Constitution on this miserable schmuck who sits in the White House? But those are Democrats for you. Well, we don't think it's proper to boo. We don't think it's proper to say, lock him up. Well, if you don't think it's proper, Senator Coons, don't do it. There are tens of millions of us who will, given the chance.
Greetings, truth seekers. It's that time of year again. Time to help your humble and obedient podcaster keep it lit by keeping the lights on in the Malloy studio with a podcast pledge drive. All October, we are giving away freebies, goodies, and gifts as thank yous for subscribing or renewing your Malloy podcast at the Trump recession level reduced price of $49 a year. It's a different giveaway each week, truth seekers. Everything from an autographed copy of Mike's book, Colored Ice Cream, to my holiday baked goods. Already have a Malloy podcast? Well, it makes a great gift. And remember, podcast subscribers also get exclusive access to the weekend bonus shows, which might be hosted by Mike or by me. We even have a teen show coming up featuring Molly and her friends. Just visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe or renew today. Keep it lit.